Pakistan plays a large part in Afghanistan's transition to self-rule, as Vanda Felbab-Brown explains in Part 3 of this video series based on her book, Aspiration and Ambivalence.
Pakistan is one of the big players and arguably one of the key reasons why the situation is so precarious and so little has been achieved. Along with Pakistan, I would put the state of poor governance as being the two big Achilles heel of the entire effort, and those that are really pushing the country to the brink that it will be on in 2014. Pakistan has for decades had a very troubled relationship with Afghanistan. It has long feared being encircled by hostile powers. On the one hand, India, which is, of course, Pakistan, arch enemy, the principal raison d'etre of the Pakistani military intelligence services to exist and opposed. And Pakistan, in many ways, as a country, exists in opposition or defines itself in opposition to India. And certainly is the principal threat, is defined by the Pakistani military and intelligence services as the principal threat to the security and integrity of the country. And so what Pakistan is paranoid about is a situation where a hostile India will have a friendly pro-India regime in Kabul. And all of a sudden Pakistan will be encircled by these two enemies coming together and threatening Pakistan. So what Pakistan has chosen to do, having its strategic view informed by this paranoid but nonetheless very palpable definition of its security environment, is to make sure that they have friendly forces to play with in Afghanistan. And so they have tried to cultivate the Taliban. Of course, in the 1990s, they were the principal sponsor of the Taliban, and since the US invasion, they have continually allowed Taliban leadership to use Pakistan for safe havens. They have continually provided various forms of support to the Taliban and have been very reluctant allies, if one can use the term at all, in the effort. And so Washington has spent a lot of its political capital pressuring, cajoling, buying Pakistan to start cracking down on the safe havens, to start resolutely tackling the Afghan Taliban. And Pakistan has pretty much remained immune to these efforts and these untreated. Now, interestingly, the Taliban itself, many of the Taliban leaders themselves are quite unhappy with Pakistan. And on the one hand, they totally depend on Pakistan's support for much of their ability to enjoy the safe havens in Pakistan. But they also understand that Pakistan is trying to manipulate them, and they have nationalist sentiments in Afghans, and it's a very uncomfortable alliance or relationship for them.